into the game. So let's see what those two are up to. And I'm really excited. Cloud Kingdom is the first map that we see today. We have a Protoss versus Protoss coming up. At the top right corner in the red color, we have our player for Team Empire. It is Welmu, the Finnish player. And at the bottom left, his opponent, we have a Titan from Roxkiss. And especially Titan is doing really well against Protoss lately. They have roughly the same score.
Yeah, he was top 4 at World Cyber Games, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
He had a really nice run there. I expected Titan to really have a breakout tournament in Kiev. I thought he'd get out of his group and go really far, but he didn't. But he's still one of my players to watch for 2012. I think he's one of the most underrated and most talented, like, up-and-coming Protoss players in the European scene right now. He is incredibly good. And something that's really cool about Titan is just his work ethic. He plays like more than Cass does, if you can imagine that.
I actually can't. Cass is insane
Cass
already.
has a reputation for playing for like 16 hours straight and then getting on his Smurf and playing for 7 more hours before he goes to bed for 1 hour.
It was pretty funny yesterday just to talk to Titan a little bit, because I really love that most of us are at the same hotel. So you just sit in the lobby for like 5 minutes and suddenly there will be White Rock, Cass, all the Koreans. You were like, oh my god, I'm in StarCraft heaven.
Yeah. It's so funny that you mentioned White Rock. Last night we were sitting at the bar, we were drinking a couple beers, and White Rock comes down with this weird Russian fish. He's like, "This is Russian delicacy or Ukrainian cultural food. You must try this." And it's just like fish. And like, you think like a pack of tuna or something. No, White Rock reaches into his pocket and pulls out a fish, a full fish. It was like fins and bones and everything, and he like breaks it in half, and I was like, "Here, you try." And I was like, "Okay." So I tried White Raw's fish, and it was actually, admittedly, quite tasty.
Yeah, at the same time I was sitting with Mana and Titan at the other table, and those two were trolling each other for like 30 minutes. It was just brilliant to watch. It was really, really nice. And it's just been great. So far, I've only been in Finland for like 20 hours now.
Yeah.
And I didn't cast a single game yet, but it's already so awesome.
Oh yeah. I'm so happy to be here. This is going to be such a great tournament.
And we had food in front of a tractor.
Yes, we did. We actually sat at a tractor and had dinner. And
reindeer at that.
Yeah. I was actually, honestly, I expected a little bit more from my meal than what I got, but I did get to sit at the tractor, so it was cool. It was totally cool. Anyways, Khaldor, the game's starting to shape up a little bit. Similar openings on both sides. Single gate. Welmu has gone Zealot Stalker, and Titan also going Zealot Stalker. So PvP has been changing a little bit these days. Roxkiss Freyr apparently has come up with a new build where you go Zealot before starting to add your tech, and a lot of players are starting to pick that up, but neither Titan nor Welmu using it here.
And Freyr is like really good. I love his play, and he's so much more aggressive than we've seen from a lot of players. Especially his matchup against Zerg seems to be just so good. Really would love to see a couple of his games as well, but well, not gonna have this weekend. We have the second gateway added for Welmu, and on.
Identical builds, man. Wait, actually. Nope, yep, completely identical builds.
Yep. They're doing exactly the same. You can see it at the production tab as well. And let's see who's coming ahead in the team battle between Empire and Roxkiss.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, it's a little bit like this Eastern European clash, and the two teams, so pretty excited to see who's going to win the first set today.
Yeah, I cannot wait. We've got Titan. He's his Twilight Council about halfway done, so he is the first guy to make a divergence in strategy. Getting a faster Twilight Council means he will have faster blink. And
the robotics as well.
Yep. Probably for just the observer. Meanwhile,
Welmu with the same. He's not. Well, he didn't add the robotics just yet, but at the same time, there it is exactly. So we have exactly the same builds coming up from these two players. But we have, as you already mentioned, Titan with a slight advantage. He is a bit faster than his opponent.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure why Welmu's a few seconds behind here, because the worker count is the same. Unit count, it looks like Welmu's made one more Stalker. And I guess that's kind of where it comes from. But with this faster blink, Titan's going to have an opportunity to force a fight early. We'll have to wait and see what he chooses to do. He's probably just going to maintain map control and get some expansion going, and then we'll see.
Yeah, he has this small timing window. I'm not quite sure if he's able to use it because he is not aware of it.
Exactly.
So he might just wait a couple of seconds, and then the upgrade will finish for Welmu as well. We have the Observer already being built, and so far both of them are actually just a little bit defensive.
Yep. A little bit defensive indeed. Welmu really just kind of sitting at the top of his ramp. Titan's the one that's kind of out on the map a little bit. He's got the Zonaga tower controlled. He's got a probe going to go out and control that second tower. So he sees everything. No expansion down for either player yet. But I do anticipate that we'll see some expands shortly.
Now we have the pylon now for Titan. I actually don't think that he is going to expand because now he turns up the heat. He's walking across the map with his stalkers and the blink. The warp in pylon is about to be done. Now we'll probably see him just moving out, but he just encountered Welmu's army and decided, okay, well, maybe I just retreat for now.
Oh, he could try to warp in some zealots behind this and walk it past. If Welmu tries to cross the map, we might see something like that. In the meantime, Titan's just going to be posturing up back at the top of his, I guess we'll call this kind of like his natural ramp. Just controlling this spot is going to make it very difficult for Welmu to move forward.
We have exactly the same amount of stalkers, 10 to 10. One sentry, though, for Welmu, and this one sentry could make all the difference with a nice Guardian shield.
Oh, yeah.
It would be so important in the next fight. And here they are, the Zealots that you mentioned, warped in at the right side of the map, but immediately spotted by one of the stalkers, so I don't think that they will be able to do all too much damage. But we still have Welmu in a position where he wants to get aggressive, trying to take down the first pylon of Titan. Titan moving back, trying just to, blinking in and trying to secure the spot.
Yeah, Titan just going to fall back. Oh, loses his observer. That's
nice.
A little bit painful. Those Zealots are doing some damage in the main base of Welmu. Titan supply blocked right now. He also has an Immortal popping out, so he should be okay. Going to be very difficult for Welmu to actually get anything done. Titan killed a probe or two in his opponent's base, but that's all. And the Zealots were cleaned up, ultimately.
Yeah, with the second Immortal being built for Titan already, Welmu just decides that he's probably better off backing off and getting back into his main base. He's expanding now, so he just takes it a little bit more, well, he's playing a little bit careful. He knows exactly that he can't really blink up that ramp with the Immortal in position and now a sentry as well for Titan. So he's trying to take the high road, and, well, Titan is throwing down an Nexus within the next couple of seconds as well.
Yeah, I think so. That probe's down there, and, well, hasn't built that Nexus yet. Titan also sitting on a really nasty supply block. Obviously, okay, there's the Nexus going to go down, if the Immortal will allow it.
And we have the first Immortals for Welmu now as well. A quick look at the unit count. We have 11 to 12 Stalkers. We have 2 Immortals already out for the Roxkiss player, and Welmu just trying to get even in the Immortal count. Harvesters looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's like super even game, man. It continues to be almost identical builds on either side. Both guys expanding within seconds of one another.
And both of them are really, really careful. I mean, this is the first game in the best of 3 series. This is the first game in the group, so they want to be extra careful right now about what they're going to do. They want this first win. Some of the groups are just so tight this weekend, and losing one game might make all the difference.
Man, Titan's still supply blocked. Finally loses a Stalker, so he'll be able to make a new unit. But he does have some pylons finishing up now. Meanwhile, Robotics Bay's down in Welmu's base, so he's starting to transition into Colossus. Colossus tech is something that used to be like the norm in PvP, but it's getting less and less common these days as players are favoring Blink Stalkers, Immortals. Some guys even liking to go for some Warp Prism play.
And with Blink out and only one Colossi, you're in a position where Titan could just try to blink in, snipe the Colossus. As soon as there are like three or four of them, it's a completely different story though. And we still have a bunch of Immortals in the mix for Welmu. So this is going to be a very, very interesting fight. And he's blinking into the main base right now, trying to take down some of the probes, doing a really good job of that.
This is an okay blink, but is he going to be able to get out of there? Loses a handful of Stalkers. What did he kill? Killed 6 probes. But now we can see a real separation in the Stalker count, 15 Stalkers to 12.
Indeed, he lost quite a few of them. I don't think that was really worth it, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Worker-wise, Titan is going to be out-mining Welmu a little bit. He's getting a lot more gas, which is actually very important. And I'm really interested to see how the Immortal-based army of Titan is going to fare against this Colossus-based army of Welmu.
The army supply is already highly in favor of Welmu with 65 to 49. And once again, maybe the blink into the main base of Welmu. The Observer's getting ready. The Stalkers on the low ground, not moving in just yet. Here we go.
Is he going to go up, or is he going to look for a fight here?
Yeah, I think he's looking for a fight. He has 4 Immortals, and he's moving in now. There's only 1 Colossi, and he doesn't have the extended Thermal Lance upgrade just yet. And wow, Welmu has to back off. This could get nasty.
This is really scary. Stalkers are just going to blink back. It's going to leave the Immortals out front, and they do soak up a ton of damage.
Welmu is hesitating
interesting
too much.
blink there by Welmu, kind of blinking away from the fight. Colossus getting focused down. Is it going to fall? Yeah, one Colossus absolutely going down. Supply-wise, it's still very even. The army supplies, though, starting to favor Welmu quite a bit. He blinks up on top of those Immortals. They're doing a ton of damage, but they will all get picked off, and Titan is going to be forced to back up here.
Yeah, very nice snipes by Welmu. Now he can just try to chase down his opponent's army, but with the blink available for Titan as well, Welmu just secures his base. He knows fully well that he came out ahead of this engagement. 38 to 39 harvesters in terms of economy. They are roughly on the same page, but we have 9 to 10 stalks, and still the Colossi and Immortals for Welmu, adding a second robotics now.
Yeah, Titan losing all of his Immortals hurts badly. He's going to continue to produce Immortals, but he's getting robotics bay of his own. Second Robo going down now for Welmu, so he's going into like Super Colossus mode.
And we have another couple of Stalkers being warped in. Titan tries to blink away from Welmu's army, but I don't think he'll be able to save all of them. Decides to go for the pylon, takes it down. Titan maybe opening up a flank, not able to because Welmu is just blinking away once again, playing a really, really nice game.
Yep, army supply definitely favoring Welmu, 49, army supply about 39. And critically, he's got the Colossus advantage, and that is so, like when you get these Colossus versus Colossus battles, which is what we're kind of moving towards right now, I mean, 1-2 Colossus advantage is huge. It's astronomically huge.
Double Colossus now for Titan, 2 Colossus out for Welmu, adding additional ones. A slight advantage for Titan now in regards to the probe count.
Yep.
Still very, very cautious, both of them.
Yep.
And Titan is not out of it. He is on roughly the same supply once again. Extended thermal lance is not done. And I think that Welmu actually forgot about the upgrade. He didn't research it just yet, and I don't think that I think it's a mistake. I think he just didn't realize that he didn't start the upgrade.
This is a huge mistake, Khaldor. And Titan will have Colossus range. And if Welmu does not realize that he's forgotten this upgrade, there's virtually no chance of him winning the fight.
And why is Welmu adding a second Twilight Council? I think he wants to get the second attack upgrade, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
That's actually something that I can't explain right now.
I mean, sometimes you're in cruise control and you realize, all right, my upgrade is going to finish at this time. I need to get my Twilight Council down.
I think that's exactly what happens. I mean, he's blinking away the whole time, so he should realize, hey, I have a Twilight Council already. But for some reason, he seems to have forgotten about it. And yeah, as I said, earlier I thought, okay, he maybe takes the upgrade, the extended thermal lance, a little bit later because he wants to add the second Colossi really super fast. But now it doesn't make any sense anymore. He's adding a Dark Shrine now. But wow, Welmu with quite a couple of mistakes now. Not getting the extended thermal lance and building the second Twilight Council.
Yeah, this is going to hurt him so badly. Titan is behind in the Colossus count. It's 4 Colossi against 5. But he's got range, and his opponent still hasn't even started range. And that's going to mean that Titan's just going to be able to micro against Welmu's army so much more effectively.
One thing that Welmu is definitely going for him is not only the Colossi count, but also, of course, the +1 attack upgrade. He's getting +2 now and adding a second forge to that. But we have the third base now for Titan. He has the third base, and as soon as it's done and he's saturating the mineral line, he will have the superior economy. So Welmu better attack pretty soon. Oh, he's taking a third now as well. But look at his Colossus count, 7 to 6 Colossus. He still has
yeah, but he can't attack without range. He just can't. Yeah. It'll never work.
He thinks that he has range. His Dark Shrine is going to finish very soon. He had a pylon at the bottom right, but it has been killed.
Titan also adding his own Dark Shrine, so I mean, these guys continuing to mirror each other quite a bit. But it's actually Titan who's starting to pull further and further ahead. Army supply is still very even, but economically Titan in a great position, and he's going to pick off this building third base. Actually, no, he blinks out of there.
Yeah,
that Nexus took a lot of damage. And it'll probably be ripe for the picking later, especially with these DTs out on the field.
Both of them are now just adding a couple of photon cannons in the mineral lines in order to fend off the DTs of their opponent. We have still another upgrade. We have a ton of upgrades coming for Welmu. He's not only going for the +1 armor upgrade now, he's also adding charge. Yeah. And +2 attack is about to be finished. Titan is not even adding a forge.
Oh, he's got a forge. He's got a single forge somewhere because he's building the cannons. But yeah, he's not upgrading off of it.
Can't find it, though.
Yeah, I don't know where it is either. I think...
it is at the third base.
Look at this little stalker run by into the natural. These guys are going to have to blink back, and all the Titan is trying to do right now is pull Welmu out of position for this main force to come up and try to snipe off that third.
This Colossi count is getting ridiculous now, Ben. We have 11 in a few seconds.
And now Welmu's got to be like, why aren't my Colossi shooting? What? Their range seems really short. He has to notice right now that he doesn't have range. Welmu, you better start Colossus range. This is going to be a really bad fight for you. Stalker's going to come blinking forward. It's a nice spread for Welmu, though, and it's actually Titan.
Look at him.
What the hell happened? And Titan's army just melts away. Titan doesn't really micro. He's not using that range. His Stalkers were away from the fight.
Welmu is obliterating the entire army without range, but with the advantage in the upgrades. +2 attack, +1 armor. He is just completely rolling over Titan's force. And Titan is down to 70 supply against 110 now.
Those upgrades definitely paid off there. Still no Colossus range, even after the fight. Welmu's like, whatever.
And he's getting +3 attack now and +2 armor. He's doing a really good job in regards to his upgrades, but he still doesn't have extended thermal lance.
I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Titan's lost his army.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now Welmu just has to...
I'm actually surprised that he just doesn't attack.
Yeah,
because
he could just A-move and walk away.
Yeah, he has so much momentum going for him now. So why back off? Why not just trying to take down your opponent's third at least?
Well, I'm sure it's more of a feeling of, okay, I just want to fight him in a really good position. Let's make sure... Let's make sure that next time we fight that it's completely one-sided. I still cannot believe that he's continued to neglect the thermal lance. But either way, Archon's starting to be added by Titan. I'm kind of surprised that Titan's sticking it out here. He is just taking more bases. I guess he's thinking, well, if I get more time.
Finally.
23-minute extended thermal lance. Welmu,
it's a new trend, Ben. It's a new trend.
Definitely laughing at himself right now. He's like, lol.
And we have him with such a... Look at the Colossus lead. We have 8 Colossi against 3. Will be 10 in just a few seconds. And finally, Titan starting his own upgrades as well. We have the Observer down for Welmu. Actually, it's a Dark Templar. And he knows about all the bases of his opponent. He knows that there are 4 bases by now for Titan. So with the Colossi count high as it is, he needs to move out now. He's on 9 already, adding another 2. And as soon as those upgrades finish, he should just try to attack. We have him with a 70 supply lead now.
Yeah, he might even just be waiting for 3-3. He's like, all right, I'll have 3-3 soon. I'll have 32 Colossi. Let's just go for it. Yeah, this army of Welmu is looking pretty ferocious, Khaldor.
That damage output is just insane. Titan now with a bunch of Archons.
I don't think they're going to make much of a difference, though.
I don't think so.
They're just going to die. It's like 2 volleys from this Colossus number. Titan going to make his way around the top, though. Maybe by avoiding this army, he can force a sort of a trade.
I think that Welmu is happy to trade bases now. He knows that there's no way the Titan can engage his army. We have now another +3 attack is about to be done. +2 armor is already done for Welmu. The Finnish player now also with the Templar Archive. And we have Titan moving in and Welmu actually backing off and trying to defend his base. He's splitting his army a little bit. Most of the drones are already gone, and that's exactly what Titan wants to do. He's chasing them down. Has DTs in his army mix as well, obliterating the Nexus for Welmu. And here comes the Finnish player trying to end this game, moving in with the Stalkers, blinking forward. Most of the Stalkers already gone, the Colossi in the back, trying to get a grip onto the Archons, and everything that Titan has in his army composition is now just dying to the huge army of Welmu.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, Titan's like, gee whiz, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped. 70 supply remains for Roxkus Titan. Welmu up at about 160, so... he's definitely poised to take this game. Going to throw down a new expansion. And you're right, man. Welmu just refuses to attack. He's like, defend. Just he's trying to defend the other guy to death.
Just to give you a quick idea of how far he's ahead, he's on 107 army supply against 48. There is no reason to just stand in your base, especially with the third base gone. He needs to attack now. The economy of Titan is just so much better, saturating the 4 bases, and he can attack, so there's no reason. Our Russian streamer is playing Captain Obvious once again.
Yep, 3-2 upgrades against 0-0. That does...
It's actually wrong, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, there's 1 attack upgrade now for Titan as well. Gotcha.
Touche, Khaldor. But here we go. Welmu is finally on the march. This is a War of the Worlds army if I've ever seen one. And just going to make its way over to... Where is he going? He's just running through the middle. Picks off, I guess, the Observer there. Yeah.
And he gives Titan the chance to go for a counterattack once again. And Welmu, it looks like he doesn't want to win this game.
Yeah, finally he's like, okay, I'm just going to kill everything.
Yeah, he's going in now.
couple of defensive DTs, but that doesn't matter. There's plenty of observers in the army of Welmu. Welmu actually going to split up his army, sending back the majority of his Colossi.
That is actually so funny that he only sends back like 8 Colossi because he can.
Yeah, I'm going to go defend with my 8 Colossi. Just the fact that he's in a position to do so is pretty noteworthy. So half of Welmu's army walking through the main base of Titan, the other half going back home to clean up this DT attack.
Yeah, taking down all the DTs. Thank God he has an observer in his army mix, and now he's going for the Colossi and the Stalkers of Titan. Titan down to 80 supply at the bottom right. We have another base for Welmu. The Nexus is halfway done, and the rest of the army for Empire Welmu is now just moving into the natural of his opponent, but there are too many Colossi.
Yeah.
He needs to be careful. He's about to lose his army, his small attacking force.
Titan is... he's really sticking around, man. He might pick off this last Colossus. He does blink forward. And it's now 63 supply against 120, and obviously Welmu's still way ahead, but now it's only about a 20 army supply advantage.
Yeah, and I have to say, Welmu is playing great, but he is way too cautious.
Yeah, I kind of continue to wow. Actually, it doesn't even matter. There's just too many Colossi.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe if Titan had a single Void Ray, but not the case. Titan will lose this third base, and I would imagine when that Nexus goes down, he'll probably tap out.
Yeah, I think he will. He's down to 19 supply now.
Yeah, there it is. GG from Titan.